Yes, another episode of Not So Local Legends. Let's have it.
I'm not going to leave, I tell you.
A little bit about you. Your name, age, and how long have you been playing drums?
Hi, Simon Merry here. Hello. I'm 27. If only. No, I'm 50. And I'm actually 51 next month, which is... 51's just like, what? 51. Anyway. And I've probably been playing drums... Oh my God, I started when I was 10. Yeah, 10. I started off playing keyboards because my dad was a keyboard player.
Yeah.
So I started off playing keyboards and then I just always watched the drummer. Always watched the drummer. So then I just sort of fell into that, really.
Yogurt pots or?
Didn't have any yogurt pots. Unlike Alex. No. I did have my first kit was a Premier Olympic and I didn't have any cymbals. So I used to hit the rod of the hi-hat stand for about 6 months until my dad bought me a pair of hi-hats.
How often do you hit your rod?
Well, yeah. Well, it was a day off yesterday, so quite a lot. And it was raining in Cardiff, so I didn't go out. Anyway, quite regularly. Yeah.
Why drums?
Why drums? I don't know. Drums just look great, don't they? When I was a kid, just looking at the drums was the main thing. They're just amazing. Even coming into the shop today, I just said to Alex, I just feel like a kid again. Absolutely. Just looking at gear.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It never fails to impress me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, and I think I just naturally drawn to the drums. Like I said, I played piano for a couple of years. Wasn't really. I was all right at it, and I still play a little bit now, but it didn't excite me. Drums are exciting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Tell us about your drumming journey.
So I started playing. Well, like I said, my dad was a musician. He used to be musical director for a '60s artist called Gene Pitney, and so I used to watch that gig a lot. And then when I was about 18, the drummer who used to do the gig, who was actually my drum teacher, a guy called Alan Savage, he couldn't do this particular tour, so my dad said, I want to try you out for the gig. And bear in mind, I'd been listening to it for 15 odd years as a kid, watching it from the side of the stage to actually do it. But my dad said, but I've got to audition you. So I was like, oh, okay. Bit weird. So we went down in the garden. We had a shed in the garden where I had my kit and that, and he brought the bass player around who lived locally. And he sat up and we played the gig. Played the gig with charts and everything. Yeah. And then about 2 months after that, I flew to Australia. 1991, Whoa. My first tour, Australia.
Mental.
Yeah, so the first proper gig, professional gig, was in Perth in Australia. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah. So,
and then from Australia,
and then from Australia, I moved to. My dad always said you got to listen because I was from Northampton.
Yeah.
My dad was from Leicester. He moved to Northampton, but he said, you got to move to London. He said I did it for like 6 months, but and he said if you want to really do well, move to London and be amongst it all. I didn't really want to go. I had quite a lot of gigs in Northampton locally. I was with a local band and just doing bits. But I did. I moved and I lived with some friends of mine. Signed on, and then just sort of met people. It just sort of snowballed from there. But I remember sort of going to. There was a place called the Orange in Kensington where they used to have a house band and a singers' night and stuff like that. And I used to go there and watch people. I had a little business card.
Yeah.
Simon Merry drums. And I used to hand them out. Just to sort of try and get your name around there. Looking in the back of what was the Melody Maker?
Yes.
Trying to get I went to so many shite auditions. Yeah. With really bad bands. And sort of thinking, I don't actually want to do this gig, even if I get it. But I'm just, doing it. I'm going around and, that's sort of. I got with an agent. There's a guy called Simon House, and he's still around. Actually, had an agency.
That's Gavin Harrison's brother.
It is indeed. Yeah, it is Gavin's brother. Yeah. So I got on his books, and I did a few things for him, and then he was putting a band together with a singer she was signed to a label in America. So we ended up, and I got the gig doing that, and it was a band called Shooter, which had a friend of mine, Steve, was on bass, Giles Palmer on guitar, Martin Waugh on guitar, and Adam Wakeman was on keyboards, which was Rick Wakeman's son.
Yeah.
So we went over to America for like kind of on and off for 2 years. Like we had a song on the Dawson's Creek album. It was really, I mean, we were properly treated like rock stars. Limos everywhere. We were paying for it all, obviously.
Yeah.
Didn't find out until later. And then that sort of disappeared. We had a single called Life's a Bitch and Then You Die. And the week it was released was the week the Columbine shootings happened.
Oh.
So yeah, that got canned. And we were called Shooter.
Oh.
Yeah, hiya. So we came home and that was that. And then from there, obviously Simon was he's a fixer and stuff. And then I got a couple of years after that, I got the gig with Natalie Imbruglia. So I did that for a few years, a couple of tours. And then I've been playing with Rick, who I'm playing with tonight. I'm on tour with at the moment, probably since about 2010 or 11. So yeah, I've kind of been
another long tour, another long gig.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I've kind of been on his journey since, because he sort of gave up the music industry in the 90s, and then he had his resurgence sort of, over the last sort of 10 years. But obviously the last few years, it's kind of skyrocketed for him. He had a number one album a few years back when he turned 50.
Yeah.
And we did like Glastonbury last year, and yeah, it's just mad. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He's so lovely. He's so lovely.
That's good.
Yeah, and he's great. And he gets on the drums as well, so I can have a piss.
But you've played for loads of artists as well that I've seen you with. There was Boyzone. Ronan Keating.
Yeah.
X Factor.
Oh my God, yeah, the X Factor tours. Yeah, that's right, because we used to play the Cardiff,
That's
didn't we?
right,
Yeah.
That's
God,
right.
Yeah, they were
That's right.
weird days, but yeah.
You've done loads, man.
Yeah, mostly sort of 80s artists as well, which is kind of slipped into that now. I think I used to do this thing called Here and Now, which was kind of like what has become Rewind, which Brookie does. And it was the house band, and all these artists would come up and do their hits, and I sort of got gigs through that. Bananarama, for instance. I ended up playing with them through doing that. So yeah, it was. Yeah, it's weird. I sort of got into that category, but all these 80s artists are getting old now, aren't they? That's the thing. It's 40 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right. I mean, luckily with Rick, he's in his 50s, because he was
He looks
really
good, though.
Yeah, I mean, he looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still got his own hair and everything. It's ridiculous. But he was young when he started. He was like sort of 19 or something when he had his number one hit. I mean, it's like a child, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
so,
That's good. He's come back, man. It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's nice. I like playing. It's great playing with Rick, but I also like playing with other people. It's nice to do other gigs as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, in a weird way, if that band thing had taken off and become massive, it would have been a bit boring doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Want to mix it up a bit.
It's always nice. I've always wanted it. I always wanted to be in a band and be the rock star and all that. But I think if you're playing the same tunes for like 25, 30 years, same with the same people, and don't do anything else, I don't know.
Favorite band, favorite drummer, and why?
Yeah. Favorite band. I think my favorite band when I was a kid was Level 42. And they had a DVD like Live at Wembley in '86 or something. Phil Gould, man. Honestly, I mean that band at that point were just on fire. I mean, I remember watching him, and he was so cocky as well, and beautiful playing. I mean, there's a bit in that show where he's doing something, and he just mouths to the camera, "Big Phil coming up."
Awesome.
And he goes, yeah. And I've never met him. I saw him at a Zildjian do a while back, and he was kind of like in the corner chatting. I thought, I want to go over, but I couldn't. I was a bit I was quite starstruck. I was like, oh no, I can't go. I can't speak to him.
He's really nice.
Is he?
He's genuinely really nice.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Yeah.
And another UK drummer we mentioned earlier, you were talking about earlier, Andy Gangadine.
Yeah.
So when I first moved down to London, I went to the Jazz Cafe to hand out my business card. No, to watch the Yellow Jackets.
Oh yeah.
And Andy Gangadine was there, and I was with a mate of mine, Steve, and I said, "Oh, fucking Andy Gangadine's over there." And he went, "Go and say hello, because I know you really like." I was like, "Oh no," I was like, I didn't know what he was going to be like. And, I thought he might be like, oh, yeah, whatever, mate. And I went up and just went, I just want to say, Andy, that, I've watched you. When I was a kid, I was watching you. I even got those little 10-inch sound recording hats because you played them.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he sort of had his head down and was like, oh, no. Oh. He was like, really humble guy.
Yeah, really humble. Really shy.
Yeah, really shy. But that was quite a moment for me when I met him, because I thought he was going to be like, Charlie Big Bollocks. So I don't know why, I just did. I came to London going, oh God, everything's scary. So UK drummers probably, those two. And I mean, if you're going over to America, obviously Jeff Beccaro. I know Alex talked about Jeff Beccaro.
Yeah.
I mean, Gad. Buddy Rich as well, because my first ever drum teacher gave me to learn a Buddy Rich snare drum rudiments book.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I just used to play that.
What's a rudiment?
Day. I don't know. That's it. In that order. So yeah, Buddy Rich. I used to watch a lot of Buddy Rich, and I suppose we all watched the Buddy Rich Memorial gig with Gad and everybody. I was just
amazing.
All those guys.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
obviously Vinny wins, but
although I thought Gad I quite like when Gad. You can see the band when Gad kick starts going, or the band are like going, well, here we go, we're swinging now.
Yeah, amazing.
But, did you mention bands? Did you say something about a band?
Yeah, so your favourite band, favourite drummer, and why? Is Level 42 your favourite band?
I mean, I've got lots of.
If you had to choose one,
I think as a kid, obviously, that became a thing. But I mean, bands now, Foo Fighters, obviously, met the Foo Fighters as well when we played in Japan.
Oh yeah, didn't Dave Grohl get on stage to sing with Rick Astley?
No, yeah, we went to their gigs, stood at the side of the stage. They're playing a stadium, basically.
Yeah,
we were on at like 3:30 in the afternoon. They were on about 8, and then someone said, "Oh, do you want to come watch Foo Fighters from the side of the stage?" Like, oh yeah. so we stood there. Like, there was quite a few people there. They come out, rock out, and Dave Grohl's like playing. He keeps looking over, and we think he's looking at a tech because we're right near where the techs are. And he walks over, and Rick's like sort of parting the way, sort of to go, and he just comes over to Rick and hugs him and goes, "You're Rick Astley." He went, "Yeah." He went, "Oh," and he said hi, and then that was that. And it was like, and Rick loves the Foo Fighters as well. And then he went off, and then about 20 minutes later, some tour manager or something comes over with a microphone and says, "Dave wants you to get up and sing."
No.
To Rick. And Rick went, "Okay." And they brought him out. And they hadn't rehearsed anything. And when they got on stage, Dave Grohl just whispered in his ear, says, "We're going to do Never Gonna Give You Up. But it all sound a bit like Smells Like Teen Spirit." You'll get the idea. I mean, he did it. I mean, completely off the cuff.
Incredible.
And then after that, so then we carried on watching the gig. They came off stage. We thought, oh, we'll just go now. The tour manager comes up, same guy comes over, says, there's a people carrier there back of you. Come and meet the guys. So we followed their people carrier with police escort to their room. They went and got changed. We were in this sort of room, a bit like this. And they all came in, said hello. For about an hour, we chatted with him. I chatted to Taylor Hawkins. He was sitting there with his shorts on, no top, eating pizza. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I was talking to Taylor Hawkins about Everlong, because Rick does Everlong sometimes in the set. And I was saying, that's such a hard song to play. And he said it really is. He says, and we do it. He says, we do it at the end of the set. And he says, and Dave always like starts it too fast. Because it's like 16s.
So, whole way.
Yeah. So yeah, talking to Taylor Hawkins about Everlong.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was proper.
That is
moment.
proper.
I mean,
amazing.
there was a lot of booze going on that night in the room, but I went over to they had the fridge just full of stuff. And they said, "Help yourself to drink." And I went over to the fridge at one point, got a beer, turned around, and just looked around. There's Dave Grohl talking to Rick. There's Taylor Hawkins over there having pizza. It's like, this is mental.
Yeah. I'm dreaming. I'm actually dreaming.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Weird. Ben, what's his name, was there as well from Royal Blood.
Oh,
Thatcher.
Ben Thatcher. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there because I think they supported the Foo Fighters a few years back. But he was there because they'd played the same festival. So yeah, I was talking to him about what's the Royal Blood tune that you do with Work It Out. So Figure It Out. Figure It Out. I was talking to him about that.
That's a great tune.
It's a brilliant tune, isn't it?
Oh, they're
Yeah.
brilliant.
So yeah, moments like that when you sort of yeah.
Awesome story.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
so yeah, Foo Fighters, but I think everyone says the Foo Fighters.
They do, yeah. If you could play drums for any band or artist, who would it be and why?
I've always wanted to play drums for Rod Stewart, and I don't know why. He's just a legend, that guy. I did a mime with him a few years back. When he was doing like a swing thing. I know he's doing a swing thing now, but he was doing his own swing album thing. And we did that Piers Morgan thing, Life Stories. He did that. And he did a swing song. We were miming, obviously, but he turned up late, and when he came on stage, he went up to everybody. There was like 10 of us, and apologised individually to us. Oh, really sorry I'm late. I'm really sorry I'm late. I'm really sorry I'm late. Really sorry I'm late. And then he he went to go and sing. And he turned around again. He went, "You're much better looking than my band." I just thought he was like, a really cool geezer. But yeah, I'd quite like to play for him. And that's not a band, that's an artist. Elton John, I thought that would have been an amazing gig. And the tunes,
Oh, bangers.
Yeah.
Absolute bangers, yeah.
That would be, yeah.
Tumbleweed Connection.
There's just so many, isn't there? But I mean, if band-wise, I don't know really. I mean, like, if say the Foo Fighters and stuff like that, I'm not sure I could do the Foo Fighters, to be honest with you. I mean, that's a hard gig, isn't it? All those sort of stadium players, just, you've got to have a lot of stamina to do those gigs.
Absolutely.
But yeah, maybe artists like that. But yeah. So yeah, get this. 1980. This is a weird story. 1988. I was going out with a girl at school called Rachel Warwick, and her dad managed Rick Astley, Dave Warwick. So she said to me, I'm gonna go and see Rick Astley at Birmingham NEC next Thursday. Do you want to come? I went, yeah, of course I do. So my first ever proper gig that I saw was Rick at the NEC.
Does he know this story?
Yeah, he knows it. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah. When we played the NEC, which I think we're doing next week. We had a picture taken, and I put a post up saying this is the first gig I ever saw. And now I'm playing for him. Yeah, really weird. And weird that the girl I was going out with was the manager's daughter, because Rick remembers her. He goes, "Oh, what, Rach? Bloody hell!" So, I mean, that's just, yeah.
My first ever gig, see, was Belinda.
Was it?
Yeah, 1987, Hammersmith Odeon.
So wow! And now we're both on tour together doing it. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the gear you use.
The gear I use, Natal drums. I've been with Natal drums now probably just before the pandemic, actually. So big shout out to George there. He's great. He showed me around the factory. In fact, Rick came with us. Yeah, we did a whole tour of the Marshall factory, which is amazing. So yeah, I've been playing. They've just got a new. I've just done a little video, which you'll probably see later. I'll include it for the new Zenith kit, which is really nice. They've gone kind of like a sort of Ludwig-y kind of kit, gone sort of old school. So yeah, Natal drums, Zildjian cymbals. Been with them forever. Yeah. Sticks. Hang on. Vic Firth. 5Bs, not 5As like Alex.
He's bigger, stronger.
2Bs sometimes. Oof, I mean, fucking hell,
wow.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes. And protection racket. I use a lot of protection racket stuff, but I mean, obviously, like when we're touring, like everything's in flight cases. But yeah, I love their stuff. I've even got the protection racket rucksack kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
What determines if you use a big stick or a little stick?
It depends what sort of gig it is. I mean, I think on a sort of rockier sort of gig, 2Bs come out. If I'm getting a bit tired, I get the 2Bs out. Weirdly, I get the heavier sticks out when I get tired.
Yeah. We're going to post a clip of you playing. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Well, the clips I'm just going to be like a montage of different gigs. And the one I've done for Natal, I went into their studio recently and just played the kit. I did a couple of tracks with them, just played around the kit. But I don't record a lot. I don't have a studio. I haven't done a lot of recording over the years. I do like recording though, but I always find it a bit nerve-wracking because you're really listening to your playing, aren't you? Yeah. And you sort of listen back and go, "Oh, do I do that? Oh, I didn't know that." I also sing when I'm playing, weirdly. So, but it's not proper singing. It's like I do that. It's really weird, like Keith Jarrett on the piano. It's honestly, I do a show in town Depp on it, Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
A few years back, after the first half, the sound guy came in and just went, "Are you singing?" I went, "No." He went, "It's a really weird noise. It sounds like there's a mouse in here." so yeah, I've got like a it's that weird, and I don't know. The only way I'll stop it is by chewing gum.
Yeah.
So if you see me chewing gum on a gig, you'll know why. I'm not trying to be cool. To stop me from making weird noises.
Yeah.
So yeah, if the poster clips, if I'm doing that, yeah, you'll definitely hear it. But yeah, that's me.
Anybody dancing? Is anybody dancing? We're no strangers to love. You know the rules. Of the commitments while I'm thinking of drums, on these drums, on these drums, a man who is the heartbeat of our band. He's my heartbeat. Mr. Simon Merry on the drums. What do you got, Simon? What do you got? Yeah, Simon Merry on the drums. Yeah, just too funky for all of you.
Simon,
Yes.
you've got the call to play for your favourite UK artist, but you know your mate is on the gig. What's the artist?
Ooh. UK artist. I don't know. Are you serious? Is this a serious question? Someone I know who's doing the gig who,
Yeah. Yeah, but you've had the call.
I got the call to
Yeah.
do it. What do you mean? Do I do it or?
Well, no,
who
you're
is it?
You're gonna do it. But who's the artist? Who would it be? Your mate is on that gig. You're like, oh, do you know, I'd like to do that gig, and then you get the call. Who's the artist?
I haven't got any mates who are doing like nice gigs.
I haven't got any mates.
Well, Rod Stewart. Even though I don't really know Dave Palmer.
Rod Stewart,
but it'd be probably Rod Stewart. But I mean, I don't really know him that well. So fuck him.
Oh, we can keep that. We can keep that. That's amazing.
Fuck him.
I'd love to do the Rod Stewart gig. I really
that's
would.
amazing.
Yeah.
Simon Merry, thank you so much for visiting us again in
Thank you.
the Diff. Absolute pleasure. You always crack me up. Such a lovely energy. Thank you. You are not local, but has to be said, you're an absolute legend. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was funny as fuck.